Good evening, I'm Meg Gatto.
And I'm Lauren McCoy. Abortion was one of the topics that was brought up during tonight's debate and has been a big topic on the minds of voters heading into this year's presidential election.
Dillard University political analyst Dr. Robert Collins joins us tonight to weigh in on the debate. Robert, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, we just heard the soundbite there about the abortion debate. Obviously, one of the hot topics in this debate tonight. First, I want to ask you, Robert, who was the winner of this debate?
Well, the winner tonight was Donald Trump, simply because what we have to keep in mind about debates is that debates are not so much about policy positions. Debates are performances. It's almost a form of performance art. What the voters are looking for is they're trying to see how well each candidate performs under pressure. How can they deal with pressure? Can they talk? Can they get their thoughts out under pressure? Can they be articulate? Can they be energetic? Can they look presidential? And I think the problem that President Biden had tonight was that he came out of the gate very slow. He looked tired. His vocal quality was not very good. And the voters pick up on that. Whereas President Trump, he came out like normal, Donald Trump. He was confident. He used eye contact. He did all the things that a debate coach would train a person to do. So I think now President Biden got better as the night went on. He showed more energy. He was more articulate toward the end. At the beginning of the debate, he had a rasp in his voice. It almost sounded like he had a cold or something. So I think that was the issue. So I mean, I haven't looked at any focus groups yet, but I promise you, if you look at focus groups, people are going to say that Donald Trump won the debate just on the fact that it's a performance and he had more energy and more focus tonight.
And back to the abortion issue really quickly, I just wanted to say that former President Trump was asked, would you block abortion medication? Obviously, that is something a lot of people are talking about with the recent Supreme Court decision. He said, I will not block it. He supported the Supreme Court's recent decision on that. Biden saying this is a terrible thing that he has done.
Yeah, so I think what would have happened if the Supreme Court had ruled a different way and had blocked the abortion pill, then I think the Democrats would have had a better issue to run against. Mm-hmm. But since the Supreme Court basically ruled and said yes, the abortion pill can stay in circulation, I think that kind of takes the issue away from the Democrats because it just sets it back to status quo. And so now the Democrats' strongest issue is simply the fact that Donald Trump appointed the three Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe versus Wade with the Dobbs decision. That's still a powerful issue, but so far the Democrats, at least in national, they've used it well in local elections, in statewide elections, but not in national elections so far.
So Robert, a lot of back and forth, again, talking about Roe versus Wade. They talked about the war in Ukraine, but specifically I found it interesting was the economy, talking about inflation. They were kind of going back and forth, blaming each other for the state of our economy right now. What do you think viewers can take away from that part of the debate?
Well, I think what viewers are going to take away is that I don't think any minds were changed on the economy. The people who think that the economy is bad mainly because their grocery prices are too high and their housing prices are too high, they're still mad. So they were angry before the debate and they didn't get anything tonight that's going to allow them to feel any better. So they're still mad. Now the Biden supporters, of course, are going to argue, well, you can't just look at prices. You have to look at the stock market, which is at record high. You have to look at unemployment, which is record low. And so they're going to argue those statistics. But the bottom line is people don't vote based on statistics. People vote on how they're feeling. And right now people are just paying too much money for their groceries and for their gas and for their rent. So really that position has not changed. Neither candidate scored any points on that issue. But remember, Biden was the one that needed to score points on that issue because the status quo on the issue favors Trump.
And let's listen real quickly. We have a soundbite from that exchange talking about inflation, and you mentioned, Robert, sort of blaming each other for this problem.
We're going to make sure we cap rents so corporate greed can't take over. The combination, what I was left with in corporate greed, is the reason why we're in this problem right now.
We had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce-back jobs, a bounce back from the COVID.
All right, and you heard former President Trump there talking about illegal immigrants. Obviously, that was another big talker tonight. The former president coming back to that message a number of times, that blaming President Biden for the open borders causing this situation. Biden highlighting a 40% drop in arrests for illegal immigrants since his executive order just recently suspending asylum.
So, the average voter doesn't really see enough being done with immigration right now. If we look at the polling, it kind of breaks down by party. That the Democrats basically don't really think that immigration is a highly ranked issue, but with the Republicans, it's basically the number 2 issue right after the economy. And so the Republicans, it's a very important issue for them. For the Trump base, it's a very important issue. Now, for the independent voters, it's also an important issue for them. So I don't think the independent voters are really convinced that immigration has gotten better, despite the numbers that Joe Biden said tonight. I mean, again, the status quo favors Donald Trump simply because people are going to say, we don't want the status quo, we want change. And so that particular issue right now is advantage to Donald Trump, and Joe Biden didn't change minds on that issue tonight.
All right. Dr. Robert Collins, thank you as always for your insight.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.